Hey guys, what's going on? My name's CaptainClutch, and in this video we are going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a cow grinder. Now this will be very useful in servers such as factions, maybe towny, what else? Stuff like that with you can sell items at the shop, and usually cow, steak, and then leather, stuff like that usually goes for a decent amount of money, so this is gonna get you some money. And yeah, it's a very simple farm, and pretty, it's basic. Like I said, it's pretty simple, nothing really to it, but this is basically what the final product will look like. But the cool thing with this and most farms is, and most farms is you can expand them. Like, you can make this so long, or you can make it so much longer, and you also can make like 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers of this, so you can just keep on building them up. The only problem is the bigger it is, if it's actually so gigantic, you're gonna need a couple people. I doubt it'll be that big, but you don't want to make it too big where you can't AFK it all at one time, you know what I mean? So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Yeah, so this is, like I said, a final product. So the items you're gonna need is, we're gonna first do this for the main. What does that say? It's weird. We're gonna do this part down here. You're gonna need some lava. You're gonna need some signs. Oops. You're gonna need some hoppers. You're gonna need and then chests. And the building block for the structure. I like to do glass because I like to see what's going on and everything. So we're gonna do some glass. What glass? We'll do light blue stain. So let's get right into this. So we're gonna go over here. Alright, so this is gonna be the main, like the bottom part. So let's do this. So start by putting a chest right there. You can make you could do this. You could get a trap chest if you really want. Do something like this. I don't know. I've never done that. It would probably work. I would assume it would, but I always just do that. So now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to put it so the hoppers go into the chest, and how you do that is you shift click the hopper onto the chest, and then you can tell it is by when all the hoppers are doing that. So that's we're basically done with we're officially done with the very bottom part, but yeah, so now if you are gonna have a big farm, you can expand this way farther, like I said, but just for time's sake we're gonna make it pretty small. And also, once again, if you have a big farm, I would also do something like this, where you have a couple chests, whoops, but because I'm on the flat world, I can't go any farther, but you guys get it, and have a couple chests so you can get more storage. And yeah, alright guys, so now we're gonna want to take the block of the structure, if it's cobblestone, if it's if it's dirt, if it's wood, if it's glass, whatever it is. But there's a couple cool things with glass and all we're doing is outlining, as you can see. There's some things that are cool with glass in this build. Is you'll see when we get up more to the top, there's a little trick, or a tip, I guess I'll tell you guys. But basically you're gonna want to outline it like this. You don't want to go over anything. But because glass is a transparent block, you can put it over the chest, and the chest is still accessible. So I don't know, maybe keep that in mind if you want it to not be like this, or you could put stairs there of the block and it would work, or slab, or I don't know. I wouldn't do slab because it would leave a hole. But yeah, so keep just building up. This really doesn't have a block like height. It doesn't have to be like 13 high or like 15 or whatever it is. Just do whatever you think. That's the cool thing about this. It's kind of whatever you can, you know, what's it called? Whatever you can afford, do that. And yeah, so you don't want to make it, but the thing is I will say, you don't want to make it too high because you don't want the cows to fall from fall damage. And I'm not 100% sure. I would think it would, what's it called? I would imagine, what's it called? It would register through the lava, like once they go through the lava, and they would burn. But I'm not 100% sure because they just fall. I don't know, actually. I have to look into that, if that makes sense. I'll explain in just a bit when I show you. But, you know, just build up a little, and this should be plenty. Yeah, this is only really like... This part down here is the basic, I guess. This whole build was very basic, but now you're going to want to go inside of this. And obviously, like all builds, if you don't have like /flyer, if you are, you know, it's going to be a little more tricky, but it's definitely doable. And yeah. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put signs just like this all over where your player would be able to walk through it, if that makes sense. So your player is like 2 blocks high, you're going to want to put it on the 3rd block. So yeah, and then you're going to want to put lava, and the reason why we put signs is so the lava stays. And yeah, okay, and just because I'm like that, we got to make all of them sources. You don't have to make them all sources, but it just looks a little better, I think. Nothing really major, but yeah, so this is actually a good block height. So now what we are going to want to do is we are going to want to grab grass blocks, but we actually have some on us. So make sure it's not dirt, make sure it's actually grass blocks, so they are able to spawn in. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to break the blocks that, what's it called? The blocks that have like an open in front of it, like that. So basically what we're gonna do is this is where they're gonna like spawn on the grass blocks, and then they're gonna be pushed in. But if they're spawned over here, nothing's gonna be able to push them in. But we will be making a wall right here, so they won't be spawning in. But just do it like this. So don't put it there or whatever, if that makes sense. Sorry, I don't really know how to explain it, but so now what you're going to want to do is grab the spawners, and if you are in a single player world like I am, there is a command you can get spawners, and I will show you how to do that. So you're going to want to do the /give command, /give space your name. My name's Apathy, whatever you want to say. So okay, /give space your name space Minecraft, and you can tab it, and then you're going to want to do mob, and then tab it, and then you should be given one. And you can just keep doing this if you really want to, but you only need one. And as you see, it is a pick spawner, so the way you can change it is you get a cow egg, and basically all you're gonna do is right click oh, whoops, what? Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to cut it because I just noticed I was on 1.7.10, not 1.8 or above. So that's the reason why I couldn't do that. But now we are able to do that, and I'm gonna do the rest of this tutorial in shaders because I meant to do it in shaders at the beginning until like I remembered I didn't do it up there. And I don't know, might as well do it. It looks a lot nicer, and yeah. So continuing from this build now in 1.8, sorry about that guys, we are going to want to place the spawners behind the grass block, just like that, and you see they are spawning on the grass block, just like that. So now we are going to just do that, and perfect. So that's all you got to do, and now what we are going to want to grab is repeaters. Okay, so well, this is going to be kind of annoying because they're going to be spawning in, so you got to hit them off, but not a big deal. So what you're going to want to be doing is just placing down repeaters on the spawners outwards, pretty basic. Now, the only thing kind of, I would say this is like crazy, you know, it takes a lot of resources or whatever. It just kind of, I don't know. Obviously, the main thing is the spawner, but nothing really, like it's a farm, you're gonna need them, so, yeah. So, I don't know why I said that, but, okay, so now we're gonna do a pressure plate. Let me just check out that, and, okay. We're gonna put these pressure plates on these, not stairs, on the grass block, and, okay. There we go. And when you go on them, it should be activating the repeaters as you walk on them and stuff like that. So that is a great sign. So actually now we need that glass block again. So this is where that one tip I was talking about at the beginning comes in handy. I'm gonna turn that down a little. So what you're gonna want to do is place glass like this, just like that. So it's like kind of a block, I guess, above the to the side, and then up one of the spawner. And what this is going to be doing is, I will tell you in just a minute actually when it will make more sense. Okay, so there we go. This gets really messy. But okay, so now what you're going to want to do is get sticky, sorry about that. You're going to want to get sticky pistons. And you can check out the glass, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to face them in towards the lava, okay? So, just the opposite way of the repeaters. The repeaters we put them out that way, so they face that way. This time we're putting it inwards, if that makes sense. So now, what is happening, why we did glass, as you see, it is not, what's it called? It's not broken or anything like that. The reason why we did the glass is because, as you see, we're stepping on it, but nothing's happening to the piston, is because, once again, it's a transparent block. It doesn't technically, it isn't a full block or whatever it is. It's not really, jeez, that one's just going ham, just knocking everyone off. But, this is entertaining. No, but, so basically, what we're going to do now is, because it's not a full block, we're going to want to delete all the glass, and then we're going to want to replace it with a full block. And here, just use whatever you want. We'll use, let's use, we use light blue wool. It really doesn't matter what you use, just so it's not glass or anything transparent like that. So, see, now it activates when something goes on the pressure plate. And yeah, so now we are basically done. Well, we're basically done actually, but the only thing is as I'll make these cows really quick. So this is what I was trying to do. You just get a cow egg and make sure you're in 1.8. I didn't notice that, but well, I did actually. I just didn't think, what's it called? I didn't think I would have that issue, but I guess it's a 1.8 thing. So now we have cows spawning, and now what you're gonna want to do is, this is something else you would want to do when the glass is there. I just did this just because, you know, whatever. You're gonna want to put a block on the sticky piston so it's big enough to push them off actually. So this is the most annoying part, because you have to do it like when nothing's on it, or when nothing's in the way. So let's quickly do this, and come on, boom. Okay, so now we are done for the main part, and that's all it is to it. And the last thing I would recommend you guys to do is put a little wall here so nothing spawns like that did. So you don't want anything to spawn here. And all you have to do is just block up these sides, and, you know, if you want to, I always do this, I always just block that up. I don't know, something I do, but do whatever, you know, what floats the boat. But the main part is you just want to block up this middle part. This really doesn't matter over here, it's just a little more, what's it called? Decorate? Or, I don't know, it gives it more structure or whatever you want to call it. But, Another thing I want to say that I forgot to mention, when you're putting the repeaters down, make sure there's no tick delays, because if there are, it's not going to affect it, I don't think. It's just going to make it so the cows get pushed in like a second or whatever later. It's not going to be, and I mean, that doesn't really make sense. Why would you want them to take longer? You know, you want to get as much as you can out of it. So what I like to do is just basically fill this, make this full out glass, so it's like a full outline of glass. And yeah, so okay, we need one more over here. Okay, it just looks more clean to me, I think. So hold on guys, I'll cut this really quick. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end up you know, doing this outro really quick. So basically what I did is I just filled up the top, and so it's fully secured. I like how it shows that. I don't know, maybe I'll put another layer, but just while we're, you know, it gives a lot, and this is really fast, and I don't even have a lot of spawners in here, so that just goes to show you how good it is. And I was AFK for a couple minutes, but that was, you know, still, that's a lot. And guys, I hope you enjoy. Expect many videos coming out soon. Now we are kicking off, starting and making videos. Our first video was kind of just, we're getting ready, we're getting all the equipment, stuff like that. And now we have it, we're getting more motivated and stuff. And now we are at that stage, and guys, you can expect many videos coming out very soon. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Sorry, I'm trying to rush this. I'm heading off to a pool, so without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know why I said that, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, share it with your friend. No, thank you all for watching. My name's CaptainClutch, and I'm out. See you guys.